Welcome back to Meg's Mysteries. Some more of Sadie's story. Ladies of the Night, Who Killed Ginger? Hi, Sadie here. It's a rainy winter's day, and Annie and I were up front holding down the fort while Sam worked on a case. It was quiet, and we were just sitting around talking and waiting for Sam to come back and update us. All of a sudden, the doorbell rang, and we both looked up. We saw Big Harry. Annie said, "Who's the big guy, Sadie?" Many of my ghostly friends stopped by to shoot the breeze with me. Annie can't believe it. She can see them too. I asked Big Harry, "What's up? How'd you get here?" Harry said, "I jumped the body and came downtown to see you. It's important." I told Annie, jumped a body means took over some guy or girl. We can jump in, take a ride, so to speak. I don't like to do it myself, but some ghosts need a body to do things like drive a car, open a door, things like that. So, Harry, why come all the way downtown? You could just have called us. Harry said, "I had to see you in person. It's about Ginger." I told Annie, Harry looks out for some of the ghosts on his block, and Ginger is one of them. "Harry, what has happened to her, and what's so important?" Harry said, "She's in a bad state. She saw something that triggered a bad memory of how she was murdered. She told me, 'He's at it again.'" I said, "Tell me all she said." I don't know all of Ginger's story, only that she was working one night and was murdered. Harry said, "You might want her to tell you herself. Can you come by to see her?" I said, "Yes, I'll be there later. Don't worry. You stay with her." Then Harry just left. Annie said, "Wow, he's a big guy. What's his story? He looks someone out of the Godfather movie." I laughed and said, "He's a big softy. He keeps an eye out for all the girls. I'll tell you about him later, but now I have to go see Ginger. Tell Sam I'll be back soon." So I went myself. I didn't need help getting there. I just walked to the corner where I knew Ginger worked. She still stands there and where she used to do business when she was alive. Ginger said, "Hi, Sadie. Thanks for coming so soon. This is so scary." I told her, "I know, Ginger. Even us ghosts can get scared sometime." So Ginger said, "I was just standing around like normal when I saw this old guy talking to one of the real girls. Tony is her name. I watch out for most of them when I can. This guy was so creepy, and he reminded me of someone. Just can't put my finger on it, but Tony went with him in his car. That was a couple days ago. She never came back. I looked all around for her and even asked some of the other girls about her. Sorry, I had to borrow a body so they can see me and talk to me. They said she's missing, and a couple other girls are too. I told them all to be careful, and I'll send somebody to talk to them. So I thought of you and Sammy. Maybe you can investigate. I think this happened a long time ago, and it's happening again. At the same time I was murdered, some girls were missing too." I said, "Tell me how you were murdered and don't leave anything out." Ginger said, "I was working late and it was a slow December night, too cold for people to be coming out for action. I was going to the diner near my corner to get coffee. As I walked past the alley, someone was following me. I heard someone whistling. Then all of a sudden, it went blank. I woke up in the alley, and the shadow of a man was looking down at me. He said, 'So nice of you to wake up. Now it's time to take a nice long forever nap. No more working for you.' Ginger told me I felt a stabbing pain. I saw his face, and he had a scarf around his nose and mouth. I only saw his dark eyes, killer eyes. He had gloves on, but on his wrist was a tattoo of a bird. That's all, and then I died. They never found who killed me. I think many more girls were killed too. All girls, ladies of the night, were murdered. Police didn't do much. We were not the top priority. Who cares if someone was cleaning up the streets? They forgot we were all somebody's family, daughters. We were people too. We didn't matter at all. So the killing stopped, but I feel he's at it again now. I told her I did hear something, and Annie was watching something on the news, something about girls being reported missing. I told Ginger, I'll let Sam know and see what we can do. You and Harry keep an eye out for more information. So I went back to the office and waited for Sam. Sam came in and said, "How's things going, girls? I closed the case and we're getting a big fat bonus." The customer was very satisfied. Annie said, "Sadie has something to ask you." I said, "We need to take on a special case." So Sam asked, "What's it about?" I told him Big Harry came by. It's about who killed Ginger. Sam said, "Why? That happened years ago, right? Why is it so important now?" I told him, because whoever did it is doing it again now. Did you hear about the missing girls? I told him what Ginger said, and now we're on the case. Sam said, "I'll go dig up some information on Ginger's murder and the other missing girls at that time. Must be in the old records. Even if it went cold, they still keep the information." Ginger was right. They did a sloppy job. It seemed they wanted to just close the case and the killings just stopped. Either the killer left and changed his location or just stopped killing. But I bet it was that he just moved. Killers don't usually stop. This was going to be a hard case, but we will do our best with the help of our friends. Also, if it's tied to the missing girl case, we have to solve it. Now we have the help of our ghostly friends. I said, Big Harry just contacted me. One of the girls he was keeping an eye on remembered something. So Ginger went to talk to her. Sam said, I'll go see Ginger and get the new information. Ginger told Sammy. The girl was really scared, and she said she saw the old guy who was talking to the missing girl. She saw him last night. He kept driving past her, but didn't stop. She gave us a description of the car and the man. He was old, had dark eyes. He was just whistling as he drove by, slowly. She saw his arm out the window, and he had a tattoo of an old faded bird on it. Ginger said, just like the one I saw before I died. Sam came back and told us what Ginger said. I said, how's this going to help us? He said, we have to do a stakeout. I know he'll be back sooner or later. He's not done with the killing. I'm afraid that girl is already dead, but he's looking for another victim. So we did something I don't normally do. Ginger and I jumped 2 girls. This doesn't hurt them. They just black out so we can do what we have to do, and they don't remember anything. They just go about their business none the wiser. Harry took over a guy too, and Sam was there watching it all. As we thought, the guy returned to the scene of the crime to find another victim. He stopped and asked Ginger and me if we were both working. We got a good close-up description of him, and Ginger got the license plate. I guess he didn't think that we would know anything was wrong. We were just some working girls looking for action. Sam had the police watching out too. He gave them some story that he got a tip, and we were all staking out the working girls and who took the missing girl. Ginger and I, with the help of our bodies, we jumped, talked to the police, and I told him he tried to pick us up. We kept them talking, and the police picked him up in the act, trying to get the girls in his car. They got him. You won't believe who he was. He was a son of the old police commissioner. His father knew about his son's deadly activities, made him move out to the country. That's why the killings had stopped. The police commissioner just died, and the son came back, and the killings started again after all those years. He said he had to finish cleaning up the streets. The poor girl's body was found, buried in the father's yard, along with 10 more bodies. Who knows how many more were there in the places that he lived all those years. The police have their work cut out for them. Sam said maybe the killer will confess and tell them all his killings and where he buried the other victims. I said now Ginger and the other girls can move on if they want to. Thanks to Big Harry and Ginger, no more girls will have to die. Case closed. Ladies of the night. Until next time, Sadie signing off.